me messages and saying how the insurance company does not work, how many of them have gone to hospitals and their payments are not being made, and how many of them were actually kicked out of NSSF. Now we have SHIF, and they found themselves with a company called Trident. On that page, if you go to paragraph 4, Chair, Trident is a company that was late in the submission of claims, returns that show premiums received and claims paid out as provided for in law. It also failed to pay claims and was so late in submitting the premiums to levy returns. As a result of this, Trident was actually fined by the Insurance Regulatory Authority 54 million shillings. The reason I'm raising this question, Chair, is this. When the county executive, the procurement team was looking to give Trident this work, did they check, Your Excellency, about their past history? And I'm sure Honorable Governor of Uasin Gishu County, you know the history of Trident from your other life as a senator.
Chair, just on a point of order.
Yes.
You know it's important for us to make sure that whatever we do is supported by our standing orders and by the Constitution. This document is not admissible in this committee, my colleague, with all due respect, because of standing order number 55. If you read standing order number 55, it says as follows: the fact on which a request for statement is based may be set briefly, but extract from newspapers and other media or quotation from speeches shall not be admissible. So what I may suggest we do,
yes,
so that we can be able to take into consideration your submissions, is that after this meeting, you can provide this committee with information that if we feel fit, we can be able to pursue further and now interrogate those insurance companies. But when we're dealing with a matter of specificity, if it was listed in your statement, then we would be required to look into it and you would have submitted as a document on the floor of the House. So I would like to request that we don't admit this document because our standing orders do not allow. Then you can sit down and talk to us at the committee for us to look at how we can pursue those things. Because you know, you and I, we are frequent media people. There are things that we say there. If honestly what we say there is taken and then it's submitted in a committee as facts, we will really be doing injustice to all our witnesses. So that's my submission, Mr. Chairman.
Through you, Chair, I actually said that I wanted to introduce that document so that then we can see its admissibility. But if the recommendation is that then I give you a full report on the company that was given this insurance policy and its history and who were the directors and what those directors were doing in that company, I shall do it, sir. I agree. I have absolutely no conflict in terms of getting to the truth of this.
Okay. Let me just give direction on that. I think as per the standing order, the document is not admissible. But one question, Governor, I think what the Senator is simply asking in all this is that there are a lot of complaints from the staff that the insurance provider is not providing the services you contracted them to do. Have you received any complaints, and is there action you've taken as executive or the administrators of the contract on this matter?
Chair, I want to report here that there is no complaint on this cover. This is the only cover that every person enjoying the services they are still receiving. In the earlier times of this cover, there was a lot of politics, the usual politics. That why are we moving from NHIF, what? Even the NHIF itself, it's gone. But that's not the fact. The truth be told is that the cover my people they are using at the moment is among the best covers I can ascertain. There is no complaint as we are talking right now, Chair.
Yeah, Chair.
If there is, Therefore, we can. I'm better informed. Who are those, and what is their. Otherwise, Chair.
Chair,
most
point of order. Point of order. His Excellency is passing aspersions on individuals who he says he knows.
Senator.
Yes.
Chair,
Senator Ledamo.
may I suggest that in the interest of justice, where the senator has presented to this committee that there are complaints, that maybe the senator tables the complaints to this committee, where we need to know the name of the person, whatever. And then also, Governor, maybe in your Department of Health, you carry out an advisement and say that if anyone goes to the hospital and has got an issue, you set up a complaint mechanism. Now, there's a lot of government departments, including one, the Communication Authority of Kenya. When it issues licenses to broadcasters, it requires the broadcasters to go out there and announce that if you ever have a complaint on any broadcast, please call this number and register your complaint, so that we can balance the two. Because you know, the challenge, Governor, is that we know we are politicians and politics can get in the way. And maybe sometimes the truth might be there. I will be very honest with you that today, a lot of people are complaining that when they go to hospitals, NHIF is not acceptable. You go with your NHIF card, you're told by hospital, we will not take because NHIF is not paying. That is a matter which we know in this committee. So in the interest of justice and to be able to balance that, Governor set up a complaint mechanism so that you can discover whether there are any complaints that are going to the senator without you knowing.
Thank you very much. I think let me give guidance on that matter. That the senator for Kisii provide the complaints so that when we write to the governor, he can respond. Meantime, the governor can do what Senator Ledama is suggesting. I would really want to say, Governor, that you know when you are administering this insurance scheme, it can never be 100%. There must be some flaws. There can no way there can become. Sometimes the systems are down. It is not that the insurance is not working. But somebody can go to the hospital, the online system is not working, and they will complain for that day. But generally, the system is working. So I think let's allow the senator to provide if there evidence. And that evidence, if one senator provides and they are your staff, that shall not be used to discipline or to do any other thing. That information shall not be used against the staff. Senator Onyonka.
Chair, that is true. In fact, the document I wanted to table was the Insurance Regulatory Authority Insurance Industry Quarterly Claim Statistics for the period of January to March 2024. The report is here on that insurance company and what its obligations are and how it's performed. So I shall table that, Chair, and I agree with your ruling.
Yeah, okay. One matter, Governor, in your insurance, the contract was actually signed on 4th of December 2023, and it was commencing on 1st December. I don't know which one comes first. There's a problem there, Governor.
That's something that I have to look at.
And when you finish, I want the procurement person. There were a number of procurement officers here. Who's a procurement officer from the county?
I don't have the person here.
Okay. These are all from KTRH?
KTRH.
Okay. Governor, proceed.
Chair, that one I have not, I think I have not seen it. I have to look at it, then I'll respond.
Is actually in your document, page 68 and 77. If you look at 68, where the agreement is being witnessed, and page 77.
Chair, given that I'm with my CC Finance, he can respond on this.
CC Finance. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Chair. I'm drawing you to page 65. Chair, on page 65, there is an award when it was given. This was on 28th of November. So the contract was signed prior, after the award, which is as per procurement rules. So the contract follows the award. First you give the award, then you wait for 14 days, the waiting period, then you sign the contract. That's why the days of the contract signing, they seem to be closer and the commencement.
When I see you, why are you trying to CC Finance? Why are you trying to confuse us? You know, just look at your document. The award was in that November agreed. Our question is on the commencement of the contract, when the staff of County Government of Kisii was beginning to benefit from the cover. The contract was signed on 4th of December, but it commenced earlier before the contract was signed. So don't you think there's a problem there? How did the staff of the county know that there is a cover?
Through you, Chair.
Yes, Senator Onyonka.
Just like you made a ruling and I accept your ruling, Honorable Bincha used to be the head and the MD of Trident Insurance. That is why he would know that information. And I have the evidence to prove that.
Just on a point of order, you know,
Senator,
if you allow me.
Ledamo.
The information that is being presented by Senator Onyonka could lead us to really trying either a fishing expedition to find out whether this person was, or if indeed this gentleman was given an opportunity to declare any interest on this matter. Because then if you do not declare any interest, that will complicate even the responses. Because the question that the chair is asking is a question of importance. Why is it that the insurance commences before it is signed? Is it something which is provided for in your law that you can be able to backdate? And then the question is that how do people know? But there is the issue of that conflict of interest which Senator Onyonka has raised, which bothers me. And I don't know what, in our standing order legal, what it says, because you're supposed to declare that conflict of interest if it arises. So do you wish to declare that conflict of interest now?
Senator Ledamo, you are certainly out of order in that matter. And I think, you know, let us also be benefit from my experience as a governor, and not just a governor, also as a procurement expert. That, you know, the CC Finance was an employee and is free. He is free to be employed anywhere and elsewhere at any other given time. The insurer or the business person is free to seek business from anywhere and anywhere else. I don't think that is of any material to the question we are asking. I think the
point of order,
CC Finance.
Point of order,
just a minute, Senator Onyonka.
I would not wish you to take that direction. This is a house where we provide information, and you cannot argue for them. Chair, it's better for you to let them, and you know I have utmost respect for you. And I'm not saying that this information could be true or not. I'm just tabling a document which I'm willing, Chair.
Senator Onyonka.
Yes.
Let me also give you guidance as a chair.
Thank you, Chair.
When you bring or raise a statement, you are supposed to stick to the materials of the statement. In your statement, Senator Onyonka, there was no mention or ask of whether there was conflict or on the question of procurement process.
Chair,
Your
can I come in?
issue was on the services being rendered by the insurer. If we go the direction you want to take this committee to, you are leading us into a fishing expedition, which we as a committee are not willing to. If Senator Onyonka, you are not satisfied with that, raise a substantive statement on the procurement process of this service by the county government of Kisii, and we shall address the procurement processes of how it was procured. In this instance, you only raise the matter of service.
Can I respond?
Senator Onyonka?
Chair, you know you are the one who raised the issue of how did this thing become the way it is, and I was helping you. But the ruling is correct. I will table a substantive motion discussing the procurement of this insurance company and vis-a-vis the players and the stakeholders in this. Thank you, Chair.
That's in order. So, CC Finance, tell us that bit of the contract, because you are the person who is responsible for procurement as a function.
Chair.
Just hold on 1 minute. CC, proceed.
Chair, I've noted the error. I wish to request for more time to be able to clarify the committee. I cannot be able to bring it now because it was not brought to my attention earlier. Thank you, sir.
You have noted the error. So that means the contract is defective. And that means the insurer is benefiting from 4 days of the service. And if that contract ends in the dates that are in the contract, they will rob the staff of Kisii County 4 days of service. So it's not enough to note. You go and work on your documentation to correct the error. Because you know, on a single day, if staff go to sick, and you never know when you become sick, maybe the last 4 days is when one staff gets sick and they need a service. It is extremely important that that is rectified. Any other matter on the insurance? I'd asked the question. And Senator Onyonka said he's going to provide the complaints. He's going to provide the complaints. I would like to know who in the county government of Kisii is administering the contract day to day, liaising with the insurance provider and the staff whenever there are issues. Who is administering that process?
Chair, the person who is on day-to-day business of this particular is an HR person. Therefore, it's the person who liaises with the insurance at any given time. Even when there is a claim that it has not been met, they normally have to communicate to resolve any other hindrances or ahead of treatment in a hospital.
Thank you. Any other matter on that issue? Senator Onyonka?
Me, I think, Chair, we are okay, so long as we have a way forward. Thank you, sir.
Senator Chimera? Good. AC? Senator AC? Senator Amida?
No, just advise maybe governor for the integrity of the county. Maybe they need to pursue this matter, the number one issue, so that at least just to be seen to have made efforts, so that at least we at PAN, we all want to understand, because this is a global fund, equipments, and of course they were provided into your county. So at least you may want to understand exactly what the issue was and where where the staff were taken, whatever, was done, because it seems like it has taken a bit too long, the issue. So maybe you may need to pursue.
Senator Nyoto.
Chair, just maybe to emphasize on what Senator Hamida said, let the guards at the gate maintain a good record of whatever comes into the hospital and whatever leaves. Because had that record been there, then we wouldn't have spent so much time on number one, Chair. And so it's important whether it is property that belongs to the hospital or anything coming in and anything going out, there should be a record. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I thought we were responding to question number 4, but it appears like we're making closing remarks. Allow me.
We have already responded to question number 4.
Okay. Can I make my remarks, Chair, with your kind permission?
I will allow you, but please, next time, pay attention.
Chair, I was busy getting impressed with the governor. He's brought in a fairly young team, and I'm very happy that I'm seeing many young men and women of this country working for the county government of Kisii. In the Senate today, representing.
Have you seen any women?
There is one there.
No,
I'm very attentive, Chair.
I was asking Senator Chimera for confirmation. Why proceed, anyway, Senator Chimera.
Like what my colleague Joe Newt is saying, Governor, I think you need to have a proper kind of record system so that these issues, I really took offense when a whole governor appears before us and tells us he's not so sure that there's a record. So I hope when you go back to Kisii, you will work on that. And the other issues raised on these insurance issues, I think there's a way forward. And I hope we'll be able to clarify those ones, Bwana CEO, Bwana CC. Asante. Karibu sana. Kuja Nairobi leo.
Chair, I just thought I should maybe just say something because that's my county of origin.
As Chimera reminded you something?
Yes. No, I thought I should say something because that's my county of origin. Governor, this exercise is just meant to also ensure that there is smooth running of the government generally and also help us do our oversight work much better. Thank you.
County of origin, so you are on migration. Okay. Senator Onyonka. Now, we have gone back again. We had already finished with your tourism. We have started. Okay. Senator Onyonka.
Chair, I hope these are our closing remarks. Yes. Thank you. Your Excellency Governor, thanks for coming. You know, I have worked with you. I supported you. My agenda in whatever that we're trying to do, sir, is to make sure that your county runs well, to make sure that KTRH runs as a clean health facility which has got water, which has got medicines, which has got bed sheets, which has got everything you know. So the reason why I personally am raising these issues is because the public and your workers talk to me. And they don't mean to be against you. They want you to fix the place so that they work comfortably. That is really how I would want you to have a look at this interrogation. Finally, Chair, I think for me, I want to thank the health community and the support that you've given these questions. And I know we sit in other committees trying to configure all these things. I want to say that I shall provide the evidence and all the information that is needed once we ask the question substantively. And I want to thank you, Chair, and the whole team. Madam Amida, thank you so much. And Honorable Nyutu, thank you for being here. And my sister, Esio Kenyori, and my BFF, Mr. Chimera. Thank you so much, Chair.
Senator Ledamo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor, thank you for coming. I find it a bit difficult when you're asked to explain questions when you do not have information. I think for query number 1 and 2, it would be important for us to be clear whether those equipment had been transferred to the hospital or to the county government, or they were still in the hands of the contractors, so that we can differentiate. Because when we leave that thing hanging like that, it doesn't bring closure. Because if people say Global Fund equipments were lost, then everyone wonders whether all the other equipments in the hospital are safe. So I think it is important to differentiate whether it is a matter that affects Kisii County or it's a matter that is still with their contractor. And maybe you will clarify that in your closing remarks to assist us in terms of report writing. I just want to comment on 2 issues. One has to do with KEMSA pending bills. This committee gave a direction that KEMSA not to supply, and if they dare not, to any hospital or to any county that owes them 30 days and above. I'm told that with the pending bill of about 59 million, you've reduced it by almost 40 million, which is good. I hope that the remaining balance can clear by the end of the financial year. The second issue that I want to comment on is on a motion that we passed, and I thank the Senate for supporting me on that motion, on pending bills. The Senate passed a motion by delegation, so it's binding, that all county government should pay their pending bills up to 1 billion shillings by the end of this financial year, failure to which the Controller of Budget shall not release money to the county governments. We are proceeding to court to ensure that that thing is put under, I think, Article 259, where when a matter is subject to a particular body and that body moves and a resolution on it, it must be binding. So I'd like to encourage you to ensure that we don't have to wait for the court to be able to put a big rubber stamp on the decision of the Senate, because then it will be very detrimental to the development of your county. So to try as much as possible to stop any further development, and I hope by now you have received communication from the clerk. If not, please let us know in terms of the payment of pending bills. Otherwise, I thank you and I wish you all the best, and say hello to our people of Kisii.
Governor, as I give you to make some comments, one more final question, and probably it's the CEO of KTRH. To the best of your knowledge, are there pharmaceutical suppliers to KTRH whom you owe payments for more than 6 months, now that you're an independent institution? And what plans do you have to pay them?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members. It's a question that I need to go back and check, because we do aging analysis of our debts.
And before you go back to check, you have your procurement person here. Where is the procurement? You know all payments also start and end in procurement, eh? So are there people you have not paid because you are the one who has procured? Their payments have been pending for more than 6 months.
Chair, thank you for this opportunity. Yes, we always do an aging analysis of all the bills, but any pending is maybe which has maybe which are not been given, maybe credit notes which have not been fully supported. That is the response. Thank you.
Governor, remarks.
Chair, thank you. You know, I'm happy. Once in 10 years I was in Parliament, and indeed we did this exactly what you are doing. Therefore, I'm happy. I used to cross-examine witnesses who used to come before our committees. I'm happy that this is happening, and I'm taking it positively. I wish my brother Onyonka is here. I would wish him to bring as many of these questions, so that lapse where people may not be understanding what is happening, therefore there is an explanation. If this is the best forum for our people to understand what is going on, so be it. Therefore, I'll ask that these questions, as many as they will appear before the Senate and will answer the questions that we have been asked. Chair, to be told is that I've been trying to fix that health department, as it were. There were many lapses that we are trying to fix, up to including even the KTRH itself. I'm a proud person today that KTRH, save for these people who went on strike, Chair, is now a functioning facility. As I'm talking, we just advertised, for around 200 vacancies in that facility. I may surprise you, the applicants is around 8,000 who have applied for various positions that we have, because we wanted again to bridge the gap of that facility to run optimally. For pending bills, and as it were, we are not taking the twig. Yes, we'll handle the issue of pending bills, as long as most of those pending bills, they're eligible. Because most of the things which have been happening there, most of the people, even those ones who are claiming to be owed money, some, they don't have paperwork. And finally, if I paid, I'll appear before the Senate, ask Simba, why did you pay when you knew that these people did not have the paperwork, which one required as per the law. Otherwise, I'm happy. Again, I don't know when you require me here. I'll come before the Senate, and I want to thank you, the Senate, because of the negotiations you had for the counties. More money is required down there. For my county, wage bill is around 63 now. Therefore, development it may be having a problem. But again, we want to thank you for the advocacy you put in place for the county's allocation that we are going to receive. Others, Chairman, thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give the following direction. One, CEO KTRH, you are to provide a record of the equipment that was received for us to be able to sort on what the contractor is doing. We want the name of the contractor and the contacts. Senator Onyonka should submit the complaints he says he has to this committee. We are asking that, Governor, you make sure you pay all those, at least all the old pending bills for KEMSA, and ensure that the suppliers with verified pending bills are also paid. If there are any additional information, we shall definitely write to you to submit. CC Finance, with a very big caution, ensure the contracts you submit to the governor to sign are properly read and proofread, so that you don't put your governor in an awkward position. I know there is always a tendency for the staff to say, after all, the governor is the one who is going to appear. For my committee, we can choose not to ask the governor to appear and ask you to appear, and we deal with you as the officer responsible for that function. So we all must understand that we have a responsibility, and we must discharge our responsibility with utmost diligence. With that, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much, Governor, and your team for coming. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, we have the Senate Governor for Isiolo. Chimera, can you take your seat? We have the governor for Isiolo. All of our members, we can now proceed.